having is basically represented by what we call candles. And so basically, we cannot sit here and treat candles as something light. So when we talk about trading, candles are key, and anybody who joins trading must be able to make sure that they understand the power of candlesticks. So that's why we are going to look at how now these candles form areas of support and areas of resistance respectively. Okay? And that's where and treat candles as something light. Focus. So when we talk about trading, already streaming live onto our YouTube channel. And having done that, I am not taking any more little second, but basically now to get started. All right. Okay. Now I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen. All right. Okay. Now what we are looking about is called pivot points. We are looking at what we call pivot. We are looking at what we call pivot points. Now, pivot points are easy to understand basically. You don't need to be a trading expert to basically understand pivot points. No, you do not need to be a trading expert. Not at all. You just need to understand how they work. That is where the gist of everything is. You need to basically understand how these pivot points work. Now, all of us who have attended these classes for some time, there is something very common that we talk about, and this is support and resistance. And when we are discussing support and resistance as a topic, we said that support and resistance happens in the market when there are only two things, when there are buyers, and when there are sellers. And buyers are represented by a green candle. I'm just playing a recap. And sellers are represented by a red candle. So buyers are represented by a green candle, and sellers are represented by a red candle. I'm just building a foundation for better understanding. And so before we dig deep into support and resistance, it is important, for example, if this is a green candle, for someone to know the anatomy or the body parts of a green candle. So this is a green candle. Because it's where now the pivot points are going to come into play. So where does the green candle start from? It starts from the bottom here. And where it starts from is called the open. The green candle ends at the top, and where it ends is called the close. And this is the body. But green candles can have different shapes depending on the market. For example, there could be a green candle that maybe has a wick at the top and a wick at the below. So we could still say that this was the lowest point and this was the highest point, but the close of the body was here. Now, when we are drawing support and resistance on this green candle, it will depend from one trader to another. Someone may draw their line at this lowest point, which is the low. Another one may draw a line at this highest point, which is the high. So this is called a wick or a shadow. Now, when they draw the line at this highest point, the high, and they draw the line at this lowest point, which is the low, the lowest point, which is the low, the movement of the market, if this was drawn, let me say, in one day, if someone goes back in, let me say, 4-hour time frame, we'll find so many candles that have formed a movement, have been able to move in between these lines. And since the market has not been able maybe to go beyond this line, this upper line is the line we shall call the resistance. This will be the resistance, and this will be the support. So the flow of the market, where the market has failed to go beyond, is our support. And where the market still has failed to go beyond, that is the ceiling. If you are seated in the house, the floor is the support, and the ceiling is the resistance. And basically, these two aspects of support and resistance are very important if someone wants to be successful in trading. Vis-a-vis, the red candle, still the same stuff. The red candle represents sellers in the market. And for it, where it starts from above, going below, because sellers push the market down, buyers push the market up. Where this red candle starts is called the open, and where this red candle ends here is called the close. But the red candle can have different shapes, which I'm not going to go into. It could have, maybe it could have a wick below and a wick above. And where it went lowest is called the lowest point. And where it went highest is called the highest point. Okay? I believe I'm dealing with old people, not young children. So make sure you don't write in my screen. I'm very sorry. People have been attending with me for the last good months. I've not seen them come here and write. So if it's your first time to join my classes, before me I identify you and remove you from my Zoom, don't write in my chat. Thank you. Okay, so this is the high and this is the low. Now, the highest point is going to be very, very important, because one trader may decide to draw their line at this body close and this one here, as they are drawing their lines of support and resistance from one person to another. Depending. But what we are saying today, points. We're going to look at them in trading view, and vis-a-vis at the end of the call, we are going to now base our time onto a better understanding, and that is going to be basically the other side of royalq itself, and see how we can make entries and exits in the market. By definition, pivot points are vital price levels used in technical analysis to identify support and resistance areas in trading. They help traders to spot market patterns, and it calculated. That's why I talked about the red candle and the green candle. The pivot points are calculated using the previous. This word is very important. The previous day, the previous day's high, the highest point, the previous day's low, the lowest point, the previous day's close. These 3 points are very important. Where the market went highest, the highest price. Where the market went lowest, the lowest price. And where the candle ended or the coin ended, the closing price. I hope by now everybody understands the 3. And if you understand what a high is, if you understand what a low is, if you understand what a close is, give me a 2 in the chat. If you understand those 3, give me a 2 in the chat. If you understand those 3, give me a 2 in the chat. You now know the open. You now know the close. You now know the high. You now know the low. Okay, give me a 2 in the chat. If you have that basic understanding, the opening of the market, the closing of the market, you know the high, you know the low. But we are only going to focus on the 3 major aspects. We are going to put our focus on the high. We are going to put our focus on the low, and we are going to put our focus on the close. Good, beautiful. Now, we all understand if we went to school, but even if you did not, we had what we call a seesaw. And a seesaw was like a balancing machine. And people who enjoy pork, people who enjoy that animal called the pork, those areas still have this weighing machine. They put something here and another here. Then they start balancing. Eh? They start, I usually see it on the street, although I don't go there. I usually see it on the street, although I don't go there. I don't go there. But I usually see it on the street. I'm not here to attack anyone. So they try to level. I'm just bringing understanding. Don't get me bad. So they try to they try to level. They try to level. Now that leveling thing, this one. I know people are going to get annoyed. People have started, leave our meat free, leave our meat. I have not touched it, nor am I the cutter of your meat, sir. I have not touched it. So they try to level. They try to level the thing. But also on the other side, if you have gone to playing areas, children sit on one side and the other one sits on this side and they start playing. Okay, now this area is called a pivot. It's called a pivot. Okay, can I see if someone now understands what a pivot? A pivot is like a center. Okay, so also in our class for today, the pivot is going to be a major ingredient. Okay, the pivot is going to be the center of our trading success. And that's why it will have what we call the pivot points. Now, how are pivot points calculated? Are we following? If you have understood what a pivot is, give me a turning point. Thank you so much, Abson. A turning point, a fulcrum. People, yes, a turning point, a fulcrum. Now, people who were jumping out of physics classes, you see when you go on TikTok, people say, where do I apply the physics I learned? Everything we learned, we apply it somewhere. The turning point. Now we all know. We now all know about the pivot point. Okay. Now people ran out of the physics class. You are now sweating plasma. I see someone is about to sit on the leaf of a sugar cane. But my friend, before you look for the sugar cane, I'm going to make life very simple for you. Before you look for the sugar cane this morning, it is even very cold. if you are coming from East African based countries. And if you're coming from Nigeria, it is even very what? An equilibrium point. South Africans, eh? An equilibrium point. Yes. At the same time, I'm even applying art. And you see, I'm trying to draw. Yes, thank you so much, Robert. But let's now continue with our class. Okay, beautiful. Now, let's say, for example, yesterday, if the highest price of Bitcoin yesterday was $62,000, the highest price, and let's say the lowest price, let me say, was $58,000, and the closing price yesterday, let me say the closing price when the day ended was, let me say, 59,500. We are finding the pivot point, it will be the highest, the high, plus the low, plus the closing price, divide by 3. Mm. Brianna. Okay, sorry for that, but don't worry. So I hope you can see. So the highest price for yesterday, the lowest price, plus the close divide by 3, it will be a pivot point. What is the answer for those following? What is the answer? Let me see for those following. What is the answer? Some answers in the chat for those following. Let me try to solve this crying challenge because sorry for that. Yeah, she just wanted to attend the class. She's now in the class and it is fine. Okay, thank you. So that will be the pivot point. Thank you so much. 59, 833. So the high. But why are the answers now different? Why are the answers different? Why are the answers different? Do people have calculators? Now, the challenge is to have so much mathematics. Go to a calculator, write 62,000, add on 58,000, add on 59,500, and what you get is the answer. I see someone giving me 59 point. I see now someone giving me 13. Add, then divide by 3. Why is it? Why am I getting different answers? So when you start getting different answers, you get scared of where we are going. When you add and divide by 3, you get 30, 139,000. What's wrong with people who attended this class today? Why am I getting different answers? So when I start getting different answers, I get scared whether we shall continue with the class. Someone who adds the 3, divides them by 3, and still gets the total they got when adding. What's wrong? You add, then you divide, and you still get the same total. You still get the same answer you got when adding. Che! This world does. Someone adds, then after adding, still gives you the same answer after dividing. Che! Okay, let's move on. Suffer with your wrong answer. I'll not look for you. Suffer with your wrong answer. But then basically, when we add this, plus 58 and plus 59,500, okay, what we get is the total then we must make sure that what we have got as the total, we divide it into in 3. So what we have got will be our pivot point. Okay. Now, friends, the pivot point is key for our successful results. Now, since now we know the pivot point, yes. Since now we know the pivot point, let's now visit our, yes. Let's now visit our trading view. Let's now visit our trading view. So now I share my screen, and we are now going to trading view to look at the indicator itself. Okay. So don't worry when you hear me saying yes. Sometimes my daughter asks me questions and I don't understand, so I must reply hi, yes. So meaning that I've understood. Okay, so now we are, yes. We are now at the trading. If you can see my trading view, give me a yes in the chat. If you can see my trading view, give me a yes in the chat. If you can see my trading view, give me a yes in the chat. If you can see my trading view, give me a yes in the chat. Okay. Now, as we are continuing with the lesson, we are now going to add in an indicator. So we are going to make sure that we add in an indicator. And this indicator we are going to add in is a very good one. The indicator we are going to add in is a very, very good indicator. So basically, we are going to tap on the top of our screen here, and then we write in the indicator pivot points. And the pivot point indicator is going to now drop into our chart. So I've tapped on once, and I hope all of us can now see. I'm going to remove in the RSI so that we focus on the other one only. Now, the indicator is on our screen. We are just going to set it up. I hope all of us can see the word support, support 2, support 1, pivot, resistance 1, resistance 2, and if I pull my screen to a better view, we can see it moves up to resistance 3. Now we are going to just set up these lines so that we can be able to get a clear view. So we're just gonna tap on the indicator itself here, tap on the setting icon, and the type of the lines, there are many. But since in our royalq, we have Fibonacci and classic, I've not gone into details how support 1 and support 2 are developed, but I will explain when I'm in my royalq application. So let me start with Fibonacci. Okay, then I want my labels to appear on the right so that I could see them very well when the line has ended. Now it is clear. This line here, this is support, this is support 2, support 1, this is pivot, this is resistance 1, resistance 2, then we start off again like that. Now the formula is simple. The use of these tools is easy. So let me pick up the current ones so that I leave the past history, and then we use only the current one. Okay? Let us use the current one. The labels are this side. But still, thank you, mommy. Good. Okay. Sorry for that. Now I can still decide when I tap on the set it here. Instead of having my labels to the right, I can decide to have them to the left. So it is just it is you to decide. You can decide to set my labels to on the left or to the right. Now I have pressed them to the left, which means they are here. Yes, yes. Now, this is pivot. This is support. Now, to make my life easier here, I will counter draw lines. For example, this is the pivot. I will draw a line at pivot area. I will draw the line. Then above it, it is resistance. So I will draw a line here at resistance. To make sure that I get a expression on this line, I will change the color from white to red. Okay, it may not sit there perfectly. Okay, but it's not a big deal. You see, someone may be here. He has not drawn it in a straight way. It is not sitting at the resistance directly. No, 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 no. I want it to sit in the line here. It doesn't sit in the line, I won't understand, my friend. Why are you suffering? Okay, now I also draw a line here. So above the white line, this is the pivot. Above the white line, those are resistance lines. Then I come with the pivot. The pivot, this is support. And I will change the color to help me read my chart very well. So I will tap on it. Then the color will tap down. Let me change it to what? To blue. Okay. To blue. Then I draw support. I draw a line. Okay. Then I draw resistance 3. Then I draw the line. Now I'm going to remove the indicator. Now this is, if you have understood, now this is my chart. Now, the formula is simple. And I want everybody to understand. The formula is simple. If I don't know how to draw support and resistance, I can use this to make my entries and my exits in the market. So if this was support 3, it has a certain price. If this was support 2, it has a certain price. If this was support 1, it has a certain price. If this was pivot, a certain price. If this is resistance 1, it has a certain price. If resistance 2, it has a certain price. If this is resistance 3, it can enter at price of support 2. I enter at the price of support 2 and get out at the price of support 1. If it breaks this line, I enter at the price of support 1 and get out at the price of pivot. If it breaks the pivot, I enter at the price of pivot at the price of resistance 1. If it breaks resistance 1, I enter at the price of resistance 1. I get out at the price of resistance 2. If it breaks this, I enter at the price of resistance 2. I get out at, because after here, the coin has entered. I hope we are back. Are we back? Are we back? Can you hear me again? I hope we are back. Can you hear me again? Okay. People usually focus on things they cannot control. In the wire, had he known about the wire tapping, the wire would not have entered the microphone. For example, for the exercise, I cannot hear him. Has the meeting ended? Why am I not hearing him? Is it me alone? Why is not? They can. Why me? Why me? Why me? Why is it that me I can't hear him? Please, please. Oh, lo, 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 lo. Hi. Is it my network? Can you hear also? He has left for good. We cannot hear you. The microphone has left. People can give reasons, but there are uncontrollable factors that we cannot control sometimes. Hey, maybe I need to shift from this place. I find another new location. All of them we usually expect. But let us continue. But I'm asking, are we learning? Because now I'm going to go practical. Are we learning? Are we learning? Because I'm going to go practical now. So it is simple. Okay. This is support 3. It is simple and it is very easy. It is simple and very easy. It is simple and very easy. That if I find this coin at support 3, I can enter the price here and get out at the price here. If it goes above, I enter the price here and get out at the price here. If it goes above, I enter the price here, get out at the price here. So it means that any trade below the pivot is still very good. And if it breaks the pivot, any trade above the pivot, up to maximum of resistance 3 is still very good. Have I understood? So I can enter at the pivot price, get out at resistance 1. If it breaks resistance 1, I enter resistance 1, get out at resistance 2. If it breaks resistance 2, I enter resistance 2, get out at resistance 3. Is that hard or it is easy? Is that hard or it is easy? Now, key points to note. Key points to note. Key points to note. Key points to note. Can you note that on every line, there is a certain price on that line? On every line, there is a certain price. When I'm teaching, I'm like teaching P1 kids. Do you see there is a certain price on the line? On every line, there's a certain price. On every line, there's a certain price. On every line, there's a certain price. There's a certain price on every line. Now, the class has ended. Now I'm going practical. If you have understood, give me a yes in the chat. You see, people think me, I come here to teach a lot. The class has ended. Now I'm going practical. If you have not understood, me, I'm done with here. Are we okay? Are we okay? Because here I'm done. The class here it has ended. Now I'm going in for practical. Hey, here I'm finished. So if you thought things are complicated, I need a security. Oh, no, there is a certain security. For me, if I don't learn the security, I am finished. I have no secret. I want to see you. I want to see you in private. You teach me the security. Because when I learn the security, me, I will have the security. And the security will help me become successful. There is no secret. Now I'm done. Let me go practical. Now people are always like, oh, no. Please use The indicator is not on your Binance. Me, I'm using TradingView. Now I'm going to royalq. I need a secretary. That's why I want to see you in person. When I see you in person, you will tell me the secretary. Where can I find you? Because me, I need you in person so that you tell me the secretary. Maybe the secretary will help me. You don't tell the secret to the people on the call. Me, that's why I'm looking for you, my friend. Me, I don't have secrets. Maybe when you tell me that secretly, I will be very successful too. I want to see you physically so that you teach me the secret. You are suffocating for nothing. May I have no secret. That's why now I'm going practical. That secretly might help me to become a millionaire, you, so that so to be like you, there is a certain secret. I'm here sharing everything. No secret. No secret. I want to be like you because you see, when you teach, you don't tell us the real thing. And for me, I want the real thing. That's why I'm looking for you. I'm here. I'm not keeping anything. Now, here is how many of you can see my royalq? This is my royalq. This is my Binance. This is my MEX. This is my HTX. This is my OKX. This is my Bybit. This is my Get.io. This is my LOB Bank. These are exchanges. Now I'm opening. But why is it that every time I open, royalq wants to show people my money? I'm not happy with this thing. Because every time I open, royalq wants to show people my money. But this is not good behavior. This is not, because you see some people sleep for free. Yes, some people sleep for free. Someone slept the whole night, they did not earn anything. So I believe the Zoom should be very careful so that people who sleep for free don't get annoyed. Because there is someone here who has slept for free. So you sleep for free for all these years. It is not good. At least it should start from the other side. Very bad, very bad. Okay, now we are here. These are our coins. Step one, make sure that if royalq added new coins, you add them. So you tap on the plus sign. You tap on the plus sign. Then when you tap on this plus sign, you tap on spot, you make sure all the new coins have been added. Step number one. Step number two, we are now going to find a coin to trade. We can start from those that are most positive, or we can start from those that are most negative. But the business is more on the negative ones than the positive ones. Okay, so if you are looking for a coin to trade, start from the negative ones, not from the positive ones. But still, we can look at the positive ones. We can look at the positive ones. But I will not go in so much for. You can still look at the positive ones. Let's start with the feeder, because feeder has been doing well. It has now retraced. It is now going down. Okay, we can look at it in all different trading aspects. But for me, I would rather go for one that is doing badly than going in for one that is doing goodly. Because if it goes down with me, it can break my heart. Now, friends, when we open our royalq application and we scroll down here, so we make sure here we have, for example, we want to trade in 15 minutes. So we shall tap on 15 minutes there. Then on technical indicators also here, we shall make sure we are in 15 minutes. Are we following? So we are in 15 minutes on top, we on 15 minutes below. Hello, are we following? Can I get one in the chat? Because now we are in practicals. Can we get a yes in the chat? Because now we are in practicals. Someone said banana, my coin. You are the owner. So let us trade banana. Ladies and gentlemen, the founder of banana coin is on our call. Banana, my coin. So sir, we go in for banana. We go in for banana, your coin. So the CEO of banana. So anybody in floating rows, look for him. He's on the call. You can inbox him and he gives you reasons why the coin is not going up. Don't look for me. Yes, don't look for me. So the founder of banana, the founder of banana is on the call. So if you are suffering and the coin is not going up, someone says, I'm the founder of 1,000 sats. Okay, so we are going to look at those ones. So we make sure, we make sure that we are here at 15 minutes, and also on technicals here we are at 15 minutes. If we decide to go in 4 hours, we make sure our chat is 4 hours there and also 4 hours here. Is that okay? Is it clear? Give me a yes if that is clear. You make sure you maintain the same time zone so that you can be able to understand. Is that okay? Okay? All right. Now, banana, 4 hours. Now, then down here, can we all see the word pivot points? Give me a 2 in the chat if you can see the word pivot points. Give me a 2 in the chat if you can see the word pivot points. Now I know people say, he's moving very slow. Why is it not fast? Me, when I'm teaching, I'm like teaching a P1 kid. If I'm teaching, it's like I'm teaching a P1 kid. Hey, I'm always like teaching a P1 kid. Now, pivot points. Now let's tap on pivot points. Now, can we see this side on the name? We have resistance 3 with its price. Resistance 2 with its price. Resistance 1 with its price. Pivot with its price. Support 1 with its price. Support 2 with its price. Support 3 with its price. Can we see those prices? Number 2. They are divided into 2. They are divided into 2. We have classic and we have Fibonacci. Okay? They are divided into 2. We have classic and we have Fibonacci. Yes. When you hear me saying yes, yes. When you hear me saying yes, don't get worried. I'm trying to reply to my daughter because she cannot allow the office to get closed, otherwise she will bang it the whole day. So when I say yes, she can go. Okay, so don't say what does it mean. So we have classic and we have Fibonacci, okay? Fibonacci and classic. What is the difference? The difference is in how the two are calculated. For example, when they are calculating, let me say support 2. For example, when they are calculating either support 2 or resistance 2, with the Fibonacci, they use the Fibonacci lines. Well, if you don't know the Fibonacci lines or the Fibonacci areas, they use area 0.618, areas like 0.382 to be able to get where the market is supported and resisted. To avoid confusion, I will not go into details about this, especially for people who do not understand what a Fibonacci is. But for learning purposes, have you ever wondered why a branch of a banana has leaves in this form? Like this? Have you ever wondered why a tree, when it is growing, it forms branches? Have you ever wondered why your ear, one is in a certain angle and the other is on a certain angle? Have you ever wondered why your nose is seated where it is seated? Have you ever wondered why a pineapple is covered in a certain way, they use Fibonacci. Fibonacci is a natural, they are natural lines. Fibonacci are natural lines. And so many traders use them to get areas where markets can be supported and resisted, or where markets can reverse from, but I'll not go into details. So, but whether it is classic or Fibonacci, the pivot point is the same. The only difference is in how resistance is calculated and how support is calculated. Give me a yes in the chat if you have understood. Give me a yes in the chat if so far you are good to go. Thank you so much, Pastor Shan, George, Dr. Hussein, Emma Stone, Enoch, Geoffrey, Proscovia, Eve, Prince, Peter, Alex, Kathy, Stephen, Rachel, David. You see now, you see I'm an Englishman. I see someone, he say, why is he not saying Mr. Paulo? Why is he not saying Mr. Ali? Why is he not saying Mr. Kim, Mr. Abe, Mr. Benz? But this guy, why is he not saying Mr. Go? I'm an Englishman. So in English, as if I was born in UK, in English, we do not put Mr. on those other names. We put Mr. on Mr. Mugisha, Mr. Majek. Now, you see, you only bought the robot 120. You are also attending English classes. Extra benefit. You see, royalq is a very good business. You only pay 120. You are even getting an English class for free. But let's now continue. I'm looking at the time to make sure that yeah, you see, this one is saying, yeah, exactly. Now look here. Let's now back to the lesson. Can we see the current price? The current price of banana is 39.97. The current price is 39.95. Can we see that? Can we see the current price? Let's focus here. Can we see the current price is 39.9597? That's the current price. Now, let us scroll direct and come to the pivot point. Now, the price is 39.95. The first thing we needed to focus is on the pivot point. The question is it above the pivot point or it is below? Is it above the pivot point or it is below? Some answers in the chat. Is it above the pivot point or it is below? Now, since it is above, it means that since it is above, because this is the price of the pivot point, 39.77. People who are saying it is below, I want you to see. It is 39.77. If there was a line here, it means that the price is above the pivot point. So, where are we expecting it to go? Where are we expecting it to go? Some answers. Where are we expecting it to go? We expect it to go two ways. One, it can go to resistance 1, or it can break the pivot and come down to support 1. Is it clear? It can go above or it can go below. Is it clear? Give me a yes in the chat. But if we are taking profit, we shall target our profit at resistance 1. So it can go above and it can go below. That's why when we are trading, we shall trade with margin calls. Give me one in the chat if that is clear. I'm not going to go into margin calls. Maybe Coach Mopiwa. Coach Mopiwa on the next lesson will handle that. So we expect it is above the pivot point. So if we are going to take our profit, we shall take our profit at this price as our take profit. But we must trade with margin calls. Now, if we want to trade banana as one of the most negative coins we have, I'm just giving an example because generally, banana now has almost finished its cycle, although it is one of the most negative coins. But I'm giving an example. This one is good. Yes, this one is good. It's already down. Okay? Let's focus on FTM. Let's see the price of FTM. Now, before I look for the price, we have drawn the lines because I want people to understand. Let me remind you. Let's say the blue lines are the ones for resistance. Let's say the blue lines are the ones for resistance. The black line is the pivot, and the red lines are for support. If you were trading, would you love to join from the red lines or you would love to join from the blue lines? Where is the most opportunity? The red lines or the blue lines? Where is the most opportunity? The blue lines are the resistance. The red lines are for the support. Where is the most opportunities? Is it in the blue lines or is it in the red lines? In the red lines. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. When you hear yes, yes, just now I'm dealing with my daughter. Don't get annoyed. So we shall go in for the red lines, okay? Now let us look at this coin. 0.63 0.6343 is the price. Now let's come here on pivot point. The price is 0.63. Can we, is it below the pivot? Is it below the pivot? Is it below the pivot? It is below the pivot, but it is above support 1. Am I clear? Can we see that? It is below the pivot, but it's above support 1. Because the price is 6.3, this is 6.1, this is 6.2 on the Fibonacci. It is below the pivot, but it is above. So we can enter at current price and take our profit at the pivot. Give me one in the chat if that is clear. We can enter at current price and take our profit at the pivot. Now, can we set up the trade? Can we now set up the trade? Can we now set up the trade? If you have understood, give me a 2 in the chat. We set up the trade and then we call it a day. If you have understood, give me a 2 in the chat. We now set up the trade and then we go and we call it a day. Okay. Now let me first get some capital. Let me get some money. Let me get capital. When you were a teacher, you suffer. Now, you see, when you are sharing your screen, be very wise. Teachers, first go and hide your money for your safety. Do not say, I want to show them. Don't show anyone. They are not your brothers and sisters. First go and hide the money. Then you come back when you have finished hiding it. Don't come when teaching, you expose your money. So, for learning purposes, I'm going to sell this coin so that now, but let me sell off only 50%. So I'm going to sell off 50% of this coin. Okay? So when the coin is in the whole warehouse mode, let me teach this. When the coin is in the whole warehouse mode, if it is in the whole warehouse mode, and it has not changed the strategy, if it is in the whole warehouse mode, you can always sell off either 75 but let me sell off 50% so that I don't sell everything. So I'll sell off 50% of the coin. Okay, so I've sold. You see? So I've sold off 50%. So if you have a coin you are trading and you still want to continue to enjoy this coin, you can always take off some profit in bits. If you have understood that, give me a 2 in the chat. If it's still in the whole warehouse mode, I like the whole warehouse mode so much, especially now that coins are doing well. You can always sell off some of the journey. For example, the coin is giving you 50%. Are we learning? And you say, okay, I want to still stay in this coin without me selling all of it. You can always come here on sale, market price. Then you say, let me sell off 25%, or let me sell off 50%, or let me sell off 75%, because I don't want to lose this coin. I want to continue profiting with it. If you have learned something, give me a yes in the chat. If you have learned something, give me a yes in the chat. I'm now going to trade. So I have created some capital. So I have some $224 in my chart. Can we see that? If you can see my $224, okay, give me a yes in the chat. So I've created some money. So we want to trade. Okay, there are no signals, but you want to make money. Okay, and so now you see, everybody has their own appetite. Although these coins are many, CKB is one of my favorite. I'm not the founder. So CKB is one of my favorite coins. I like it so much. I don't know why, but I like a CKB. So allow me pick CKB because it is my favorite. Also on my trading, I want always to look at the market in the 15 time frame. I don't want to look at the market in a lower time frame, okay? Also, although CKB is here, there is a coin I love that moves with Bitcoin called 1000 sats. But now, my friend, it has gone to heaven. What if it doesn't return? So this one, I will leave it. Let me go for this one that is low, CKB. Yes, CKB, which other one? ICP. CKB. BCH. All coins. Yes. All coins are okay. So let me go for CKB. CKB. Someone says banana. It is true you choose your own favorite. But now I'm going to go in for CKB. Also, before I pick a coin, focus here, friends. Focus here. Look here, another trick. Focus here. Before I pick a coin, there are two things I can look at. One, look here. Do you see on top here? You can always see a coin where people are making more money. Am I making sense to someone? Am I making sense to someone? Because when you tap on the plus sign here, you can always see coins where people in royalq are. You see how many people are trading these coins? Can we see? Give me a yes in the chat if you can see. For example, let me go in for baby Doge. For example, you know, yesterday I traded baby Doge. Yeah, and it babbed me. Yeah, it made sure I'm babbed. Yeah, it babbed me. I'm now going in for baby Doge. It is going to babe me. Yeah. So baby Doge is going to be my. So here I'm not using any formula of choosing a coin, but I'm going to focus on the following. One, what is the current price of the coin? So make sure you have somewhere to write. So I'm gonna note the current price, which is 0.002 3196. Good. I've seen the current price. Then I come on the pivot point. The pivot point, the pivot is 0.0022999. So it means that the coin is above the pivot point. Give me a yes in the chat if you have seen that. The coin is above the pivot point. The coin is above the pivot point. So it means that if I enter now, it can go down or go up. So I have a choice. Then I say, let me go in for CKB. I'm just looking in for a better opportunity. I'm buying at a cheaper price. Now CKB, current price, 0.017346. Pivot point, 0.018001. Now, if you were me, would you buy Baby Dodge or would you buy CKB? Would you buy Baby Dodge or would buy, because CKB is below the pivot point? Would you buy CKB or would you buy Baby Dodge? Definitely, I would buy CKB. So I'll tap on create, martingale strategy bot, create, next below, and now I'm here to set my coin. If it is 10, 20, 30, okay. Now I already know that the coin is below my pivot point. So I'm going to activate. Now, how am I going to take the profit? I want to take the profit. I want to take the profit at the pivot point. So I go back on the coin. I go back on the coin and I look at the pivot point. Can we see the pivot point? 0.001. So I come on the coin again. I tap on sell. When I tap on sell, I tap on market price. So here at the market price, I'm going to enter the price at which I want my robot to sell and how much of CKB I want it to sell. Let me say 100%. So if I sell at that price, do you see how much profit I will get? Do you see how much profit I will get? But if I'm a little bit patient, I could change this and I enter like 4-hour time frame. But here it is still going down. So I will stay here. I'll stay here in 15 minutes. So I could still get here just a little bit here down on the pivot point. So I could decide to say, no, I will sell at resistance 1. Am I making sense to someone? Or I will sell at this price. So I enter the price is 0.018473. Now I go back to the coin. I put in the selling price and I say 0.18473, 100%. Here, if it sells without buying more margin calls, it will sell at that price. Then I tap sure. You see, that will be when my robot will sell. But now I want my robot to buy faster. So I will come back here. And but these margin calls are okay. I just wanted to lower down my what? Because I just wanted to buy at least faster, the first two. the drop cannot be less than 0.1. They don't allow. So the first two, please buy very fast. Then I make sure I lower that one and this one. The first two at least you should buy very fast. Then I'm done. Is this hard or it is easy? 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 So I pick a coin, look at support and resistance, and you are good to go. So even if the coin is going up like this one, you want to trade a coin that is pumping, like Gala. Gala is pumping and you want to trade. It is simple. Just come here and look at the pivot points. Look at the current price. For example, here, it's 0.0249. That is the current price. Come and look at the pivot point. 0.049. Come and look. You see, it is just above. You see, it is just above resistance 1, but it has not yet hit resistance 2. Am I clear? Can you see that? It's just above resistance 1. It has not yet hit resistance 2. I can enter this coin now. Now. Just showing you. Now. Let me activate it. Even if the coin is pumping, now it has MACD. So let me remove it, put it at trigger price so that it starts now. Now, I enter this coin now. Now it has bought. Then I want it to sell at the, I want it to sell at the what? I want it to sell at the resistance 3. You see, I want it to sell at resistance 2. This one, 0.0290. So I write it somewhere so that I type it 0.02 because it has not yet reached there. Am I making sense to someone? Then I put in the 0.02090, 100%. I will make $2. Am I making sense to someone? Hey, I entered the CKB. Oh, what's wrong with me? I entered CKB. I was supposed to enter the price on Gala. Sorry, guys. Let me put in the price here. So I will put 0. I'll go back to CKB later, 2090. And then I tap sure. Am I making sense? So once the price will hit, I'm trading a pumping coin, but it has not yet hit resistance 2. It's just above resistance 1. Is it easy? Am I making sense to someone? Is it doable? You look at the price, then you come and look at the pivot point. No, make sure you do not, when you are trading this coin, although it is pumping, do not go beyond resistance 3. Because when you go beyond resistance 3, you cannot trade without margin calls. I don't know how many times I can talk about it. You do not need to trade. Don't trade without margin calls. Yeah, I'm going to change, don't worry. Let me go back to my CKB. because CKB might become CKB. So I'm just now going to put in a selling price again here. So I will sell at the pivot point. So let me look at the chart again. Then I come down here at the pivot point, which is 0.0 0.0 0.108 0.018001. But I hope I've made things very easy. Sell market price. So let me write in the price. 0.018001. 100% sure. The more money it buys, the more money I will make. Someone says, let's check BNX. But I hope I've made life very easy. Okay, BNX, it looks good. Pivot point, current price, 1.5279. Pivot point, 1.5130. It means that it is above the pivot point, but it has not yet reached resistance 1. It's above? No, it's below the pivot point because it is, no, it's above the pivot point because it is 5.2, but it has not yet reached resistance 1. So let me enter this one. I'm showing you. Am I making it easy? Then I start the trade. Don't do it with that capital. Me, I'm just teaching. Eh? Now this one has MACD in it, so I'll change from MACD to trigger price. Please, don't trade the way I'm trading. Don't do it. Me, I'm just doing this for teaching purposes. Give me a yes in the chat if I'm clear. Then I will put in the price here. The price that I want my robot to sell. So I'll open the coin again. I open the coin again and look at resistance 1. And you see this resistance here. It's lower than this one, so I'll go with this lower one. 1.5472. Please don't go and trade like this. It is very bad. Give me a yes in the chat if you have understood. This is very bad behavior. Don't trade like I'm trading. Me, I'm just teaching. Then I tap sure. So once the coin will hit this price, my robot will sell. Please don't trade the way I'm trading. Give me a yes in the chat. Give me a yes in the chat. Don't trade because I'm teaching you to pick several coins. If you go and do it, you will suffer. Don't open all these coins without that little capital of yours. Am I making sense to someone? I see someone is asking me, but why? Me, I'm going to come here and upload more capital. For you, will be yawning. I'm going to come here and upload more capital. I can come in here and I drop $500 per coin. And for you, will be yawning. If you don't have capital, you will suffocate. No. Don't open so many coins. Open one coin at a time. Give me a 2 in the chat if I'm clear. Now let me look at the selling price here. Let me look at BNX again. At its resistance 1. Someone says 1.54, 1.5472 or 1.54130. It depends on your entry price. You need always to end you need always to look at your entry price. So my entry price is a little bit high, so I'll leave it at that. Whether you are using capital doesn't matter. Make sure you trade one coin at a what? At a time. Am I clear, friends? Don't go and open, because here I have one coin, 2, 3, 4. This is a very bad practice. I repeat, don't open many coins like I'm doing. I'm just doing this for teaching purposes. Trade one coin at a time. Am I making sense? I hope that is enough for today. If you have been able to learn something, give me a yes in the chat. If you have been able to learn something, give me a yes in the chat. Me have done this for teaching purposes. Because when you open so many coins and the market goes against you, you stay in coins for a very long period of time. That is the reason. That's why I encourage one coin. When you open one coin and it sells, you have more power. But now you see, I don't have more USDT, just showing you as an example. I don't have more USDT, but Gala is dropping. Am I making sense to someone? Can you see? I don't have more USDT, but Gala is dropping. Can you see that? So it means that it is not buying more to move my average price closer to my current price. I can stay longer in this coin. So please don't do these things. They are very bad. Even some of you, you will start sweating on the phone. Me, I'm okay. It depends. It is you. Either you go in for 15 minutes or you go in for 1 hour or you go in for 4 hours. It's up to you. The bigger the time frame, the bigger they take profit, the longer they stay in the market. The shorter the time frame, the shorter the yes, you activate first. You activate first, then you put in the price. I did not go up in settings. I think if you have question about how to set a coin, how to put in margin calls, attend Coach Mopiwa's class. It is coming in the next 45 minutes. Have a nice day. I was just showing you how you enter in a selling price. Okay, how you enter in a selling price. RSI is always the best. It's up to you. RSI is always the best. It's up to you. May I teach everything? Trade one coin. Have a nice day. See you. God bless you and bye-bye. If you have some questions and it's not yet clear, please join the next call. Coach Mopiwa will be answering some of those questions.